Time for another Sierra Challenge makeup trip. Starting today at what's left of South Lake, which isn't much from what I can tell here. It's about noon, so I'm going to do a shorter day today. Just going to go try and visit Hurd Peak right there. Some clouds today, but hopefully they won't be too menacing. It's supposed to be on a nice drying pattern for the weekend. In another news, it's mid-September, but the aspens are already starting to turn color. Some pretty nice looking patches on the way up the road here. Mom and I were planning a fall colors trip next weekend. Looks like we may hit it just about right. Okay, if anybody ever wants to come see some gentians and doesn't want to work too much, doesn't get much easier than this right here. Yeah, there's still a lake here. I can hear some water coming in. But it's pretty low. Some more reddish aspens out there. Aspens already look great right here. Here's Long Lake. And there's my target. Still some pretty good clouds in the sky. For now I'm going to go for it. Here's something I really haven't seen before. This is the outlet of Long Lake. A little ways off the trail over here. This is probably why I've never seen it. Pretty nice little camp spot right up here too, that I passed already. There's Chocolate Peak and maybe my destination for tomorrow, Cloudripper. Getting in some pretty good altitude. Seems kind of slow though. Probably because I'm not acclimated yet. That's Saddle Rock Lake there and Bishop Lake behind it if you can see it. And probably Mount Agassiz. Good rocks with sand mixed in. You try to avoid the sand and the trees. Made it to the ridgeline. Looks like there's 3 potential high spots. One there, one here, and the one that's on my map. That one. So I guess I'll go there first. Here we are. This is where the register is, so I guess this is the highest one. So there's Long Lake and Bull Lake and Chocolate Peak. There's Ruau Lake and Spearhead and Margaret Lake, one I haven't really seen too much. Timberline Tarns, Saddle Rock Lake, and Bishop Lake. And Bishop Pass over there somewhere. So somewhere over here is that trapezoid peak. Maybe it's that one right there in the center. Kind of looks like it could be a trapezoid from here. And I guess over there is Mount Thompson and Ski Mountaineers. And the other 13er. And down below here we've got some of the treasure lakes. That looks like good old Mount Humphreys. That's the one I said looks like a trapezoid. Pretty old register, 1991. And if it's that old, then somebody else must be in here too. Having trouble spotting him again, but there he is. And there's my entry. Gonna try and descend down to the treasure lakes. I just looked over this ridge right here. Looks pretty steep and scary. So I guess I'll be trying this. That's looking promising. A little scary coming down this. I think I've taken the best way. There's the cliff that would have stopped me. But luckily I found a nice little place to crawl through over here. Kind of scary, but not nearly as scary as I'm sure that would have been. Made it down to the first lake. Not sure which number this is coming up the canyon, but it's the first one for me. I think this chute that I came down is right in here. Kind of scary, but in a different way than Diamond North was. At least it wasn't loose, just steep and not very good holds sometimes. I think this is the pass that you can take to go over to Margate Lake. Make a nice little loop. You can call this pass nice. See a lot of big tadpoles in there. Trying to make them move again. I think you can see them. Even saw a frog jump off. Here's a couple more treasure lakes. It looks like our slabalicious return from ski mountaineers. Should be getting fairly close, and it looks like the trail goes right between these two lakes. So it should be pretty close by. Question is, how hard is it going to be to get to it? Here's another creek. Lots of cascades right here. Very pretty. I think my trail's right on the other side over here. Just gotta get across. There's a few monkey flowers blooming along the stream here. Pretty amazing given it's this late and this year being so dry. That it must look real pretty in a good year. There's the bridge between the two big lakes. I remember there being little log bridges on this trail. That one's a little shaky, but it worked. Mom might have a little trouble with it though. It's like another relatively shallow lake, at least right here. Might make for some good swimming if you were to camp here. And Hurd Peak is up there. Almost looks easier if I would have come to this end. More trees and softer sand. Well, live and learn. Followed a little trail over to this other lake again. This one looks a bit deeper. I thought I just saw a fish jump. It's got a fishing lake and a swimming lake, I guess. That's the bridge I remember seeing. It's a lot higher than I remember too. Bridges get nicer as you get closer to the parking lot. I think this is the outlet of Long Lake, heading down to South Lake. The loop is complete. Still got about 15 minutes to sunset. I guess that's not the actual summit, it's behind there. But that's Hurd Peak. Made it back. I hope to get back by sunset. How close did I cut it? That close. Not a bad little half day. Back at South Lake for one more hike. But today I'm not going up the main trail. Time for something else. It's pipeline time. You're already at Green Lake. Passed by Brown Lake a while ago. Looks like the clouds are going to be around again today. Hopefully they won't mess up the views too much. This is my possible shortcut return route. But for now I'm going to head up to the plateau like I did last time. I've reached the plateau. I've decided to take a little detour over here and visit the Hunchback. That's actually the high point there, but my GPS says it's over here. I know there was some confusion when Bob did this during the challenge, so I guess I'll just try to visit both anyway. Well, here's what appears to be the northern summit. Kind of see some aspens turning color over there on the hill. That should be Table Mountain. Day to be climbing the Palisades. Got clouds hanging over them. Didn't find any kind of register up here, so it may have been removed. I'll go check the high point over there. It's even easier to get there on this side. Here's the south summit, the high point. It was indeed pretty easy walking over here. It looks like it's going to be nice and easy heading down to the trail again. I guess that's Vagabond and Cloudripper, the other two I'm going to go for. Cloud's still hanging over the Palisades. This summit does have the register, and look who was waiting to greet me with it when I opened it up. Pretty sad. I heard she sure was busy this year. There's my little note. Somehow I thought Bob and them had placed this register, but I guess not. I know they placed the one on Sky Haven, though. There they are. Looks like a bunch of them came the next year too. Wow, Michael came by in October. Made it back to the trail. And I think I'm going to try and take the higher route this time. Kind of like Kevin and Pat did last year. Seemed to work out okay for them. Well, the trail in my route last time go down there. This time I was trying to traverse across this hillside. Looks pretty slippery. There's actually some use trails along here that make it pretty easy. Of course, now I'm starting to run out into a boulder field, so the easy travel may be over. Looks like Cloudripper is trying to peek around the corner now. Back to some easier ground now. Thunder and Lightning Lake is right over this little hill. Looks like I want to try to get up onto this ridge and then up to Cloudripper. Going straight to this low spot might be too hard. Looks kind of sandy. I think last time I went up there, so I'll probably do something similar this time. There's Thunder and Lightning Lake. Pretty big. Might be a good place to bring Mom someday when there's no threat of thunder and lightning. Definitely really big. Probably not as big as Puppet or Desolation, but still good sized. An interesting maze of trees over there to negotiate to get down to the edge of the lake. Made it to the ridgeline. Still got a lot of elevation to go though. I can look down into the Big Pine Lakes area now. Looks like some nice fall colors around those lakes. There's Mount Sill and the Palisades. Well, North Palisade. Came up this chute off to the right here. A little dicey, but nothing I couldn't handle without too much worry. Just still got a ways to go. There's Thunder and Lightning Lake. Just noticing it almost looks like a B-2 bomber. You can use your imagination a little bit. Clouds are still moving through. That should be it. And after that, looks like this is going to be Vagabond Peak over here. Nope, that wasn't it. This isn't even it. Looks like that is. Makes sense. I heard there was some class 3 scrambling right at the end. Here we are. So I guess that's the Ripper right there. That's the high point. Vagabond over there. There's South Lake. The Chocolate Lakes and Bull Lake. Chocolate Peak. Long Lake. Ruau Lake. Margaret Lake. Not easy to stand up here. There's the Palisade Glacier. And a bunch of big pine lakes. And good old Skyhaven. There's some more lakes down there too. Almost couldn't find the register, but I found it. I just saw these people descending. Well, it was kind of a brief stay out there, but it's not very comfortable to sit up there, so I think if I'm going to take a longer break, hopefully I can find a more comfortable spot. Not that I know Vagabond's going to be any more comfy. Kind of looks like it might be, but I'm not betting on it. Plus my phone didn't work on Cloudripper, so maybe it'll work over here. Here's Vagabond Peak. I can see where the register would be hard to find. Lots of possibilities. Here's Thunder and Lightning Lake. That's Skyhaven over there on the right. There's the high plateau I'm going to take back to the other plateau where the trail is. Hunchback's over there. Green Lake. See the road coming up from Bishop to South Lake. Sure no break from the clouds today. Kind of a bummer. Cloudripper's over there. There's Palisade Glacier and Mount Sill. Kind of looking at Starlight and North Palisade head on, so it's hard to see them. There's the Big Pine Lakes. And back to Skyhaven. Well, I found the register. I looked in cracks over there. Looked in here. Looked down there. Lots of hiding spots for the register. This was a good idea. Especially with this rock sitting here. But no. Where could that darn thing be? Aha! Isn't that clever? The Brights would be proud. Here's what I wrote. Looked like Jonathan Bourne placed this in 2012. But there's an older register underneath that goes back to like 93, I think it is. Interesting, somebody called it Thunder and Lightning Peak. Jonathan, though, called it Vagabond. That's the high point right there. You'd think somebody built it that way. Pretty amazing. There's Vagabond Peak up there. I've arrived at this saddle where you can choose to drop down directly to Green Lake or continue back over this short little hill and head back towards where I came from. I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, here's my return choices. Looks kind of sandy down there. And over here. I think I see somebody on the trail way over there. Well, if it gets steep by where I am, it shouldn't last too long, I hope. I'll go for it. That's the Hunchback over there. Made it back to the trail. But wouldn't you know it, now it decides it wants to start raining. It's a little heavier over there. Better get a move on. Back on the pipe now. Look at all the aspens going off near it. See some red ones over there by South Lake. Yet some are still green. Back of the parking lot. It's a little wet around here. I guess it must have rained here too. Bit of a longer day today. Back in plenty of time. Well, unfortunately, with the weather being what it was today, I decided to cancel my last day. So Echo Call will have to wait another summer. So instead, before I'm all packed up, I'm gonna drive home tonight. In the meantime, I thought I'd swing by North Lake and see how things are doing. Looking pretty good. Lots of color, lots of green. Hillside looks pretty good too. It looks like it's still gonna come. So I definitely say the fall colors are underway, but they're not at their peak yet. Aspendell's not going off yet, but just above it, the aspens are going off. So I guess that's all for this trip. Stay tuned for the fall colors next time.